Chapter 8 continued. This next section, I've had a scan through it and it's actually quite alarming. Sunlight and personality. The conquest of the ocean links up directly with the advance towards accurate weather prediction and ultimately climate control. What we call weather is largely a consequence of the interaction of sun, air, and ocean. By monitoring sea currents, salinity, and other factors, by placing weather watch satellites in the skies, we will greatly increase our ability to forecast weather accurately. According to Dr. Walter Orr Roberts, past president of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, we foresee bringing the entire globe under continuous weather observation by the mid-1970s and at reasonable cost. And we envision from this vastly improved forecasting of storms, freezes, droughts, smog episodes, with attendant opportunities to avert disaster. But we can also see lurking in the beyond knowledge of today an awesome potential weapon of war. The deliberate manipulation of weather for the benefits of the few and the powerful, to the detriment of the enemy and perhaps of the bystanders as well. In a science fiction story entitled The Weatherman, Theodore L. Thomas depicts a world in which the central political institution is a weather council. In it, representatives of the various nations hammer out weather policy and control people by adjusting climate, imposing a drought here or a storm there to enforce their edicts. We may still be a long way from having such carefully calibrated control, but there is no question that the day is past when man simply had to take whatever heaven deigned to give in the way of weather. In the blunt words of the American Meteorological Society, weather modification today is a reality. This represents one of the turning points in history and provides man with a weapon that could radically affect agriculture, transportation, communication, recreation. Unless wielded with extreme care, however, the gift of weather control can prove man's undoing. The Earth's weather system is an integrated whole. A minute change at one point can touch off massive consequences elsewhere. Even without aggressive intent, there is danger that attempts to control a drought on one continent could trigger a tornado in another. Moreover, the unknown socio-psychological consequences of weather manipulation could be enormous. Millions of us, for example, hunger for sunshine, as our mass migrations in Florida, California, or the Mediterranean indicate. We may well be able to produce sunshine or a facsimile of it at will. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, in studying the concept of a giant orbiting space mirror capable of reflecting the sun's light downwards on night-shrouded parts of the Earth. A NASA official, George E. Mueller, has testified before Congress that the US will have the capacity to launch huge sun-reflecting satellites by mid-1970. By extension, it should not be impossible to loft satellites that would block out sunlight over pre-selected regions, plunging them into at least semi-darkness. The present natural light-dark cycle is tied to human biological rhythms in ways that are, as yet, unexplored. One can easily imagine the use of orbiting sun mirrors to alter the hours of light for agricultural, industrial, or even psychological reasons. For example, the introduction of longer days into Scandinavia could have a strong influence on the culture and personality now characteristic of that region. To put the matter only half facetiously, what happens to Ingmar Bergman's brooding art when Stockholm's brooding darkness is lifted? Could the seventh seal or winter light have been conceived in another climate? The increasing ability to alter weather, the development of new energy sources, new materials, some of them almost surrealistic in their properties, new transportation means new foods, not only from the sea, but from huge hydroponic food growing factories. All these only begin to hint at the nature of the accelerating changes that lie ahead. That is genuinely terrifying. That is genuinely terrifying. Wow.